Welcome back to Cage Radio. It's our first show ever. It's the only MMA show locally here in the Valley. And right now I am joined by John Michael Reedy. Welcome to the show. And Ani Chapman from the Shocker Army. He is the Shocker General himself.
Shock them all.
Gentlemen, welcome. How are we?
Good.
All right. Well, Mr. Reedy, I saw you fight, what was it, 2 weeks ago at Pure Combat?
Last weekend? Was it
last
Saturday?
weekend? See, that's how long the week is. I think it's 2 weeks.
Lots of partying.
You fought Preston something.
Preston Scarf.
Okay. And the only reason I know his name is Grandpa sat behind me and just said, "Come on, Preston! Come on, beat him, Preston!" He just he was going on, and they kept having him have to sit down. And all of a sudden, I was like a little bit entertained by him cheering for Preston. I was getting a little bit offended, though, because I've had John Reedy on my show. And the next thing I know, Preston's in a pile, and it's a wrap. And John Reedy's the champ. And next. Tell us a little bit about the fight.
It was an exciting fight.
Where was this guy from?
Preston was originally from out of Chuck Liddell's camp.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm not quite sure, but I've been told that he now trains with is it the Thomas Denny Wildman, Team Wildman,
okay,
Southern California. He's 37 years old. Supposedly he's a college wrestler. Been in the game for quite some time. It was a fun fight, you know. I hadn't had too much competition here in the last couple of about 6 months, and Preston was probably my first challenge since I've had my back surgery, and I came to fight, and I think I performed well.
Absolutely. Now, what's your professional record now?
My professional record is 7-3. And all three of my losses are to Brian Cobb.
All to Brian Cobb, who just
Cobb.
Went and fought at the UFC, about a month ago?
He was there about a month ago, yes.
Yeah, he ended up losing, but...
It was
a short notice fight.
It was. He picked the fight up in 2 weeks. And very tough fighter that he fought.
Is that tough to do? Like, they call you on short notice? I mean, or are you just training all the time and there's really no excuse to...
I mean, you're pretty much training all the time, but, mentally sometimes that 2 week notice can have an effect. So, yeah, I'm sure it played a factor in the way Brian performed.
Okay. Now, Ani, I met you, obviously, cage side at Pure Combat, at least for a few moments. And you sponsor a lot of these guys.
I do.
And not only do you do the MMA guys, you've got some BMX guys.
We got a stunner, Mummy Studs.
Mummy. I can't wait to see this cat.
He should be out here right now.
Really?
He's supposed to be yakking one wheel down Van Ness.
Wow.
You guys
right out in front of the show. So fantastic. So what do you get out of this?
These are my brothers, Brandon Cash, John Michael.
You grew up with these guys?
I grew up with these guys. We went to school together. We looked out for each other.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a common thing we've been doing for years.
Buchanan High?
Yeah.
And what year we graduate?
Go Bears.
98, 99, and 2000.
Oh, okay.
We kind of go in order.
So did you guys all wrestle? Did you play football?
I played basketball. I played football on the hardwood.
Football on the hardwood.
I still
like
own all
Charles
the records.
Barkley up in
I
there.
got all the foul records.
Really?
I'm proud of them.
I can't imagine
I ejected a guy into 3 rows, tried to dunk on me. We're in Clovis. You don't dunk on people.
No, apparently not.
No,
and that's how Now, how did the Shocker Army come about? Can we tell that story on TV?
Nope. It's just a nickname I've had for a long time.
Okay, so we're not going to be able to tell that story on network TV. Maybe we'll be able to get that someday on the...
we'll get it on the other show.
On the Too Hot for TV version of Cage Radio. Exactly.
But really, what it is it's a catchy name. It was my nickname, and these guys enjoy it, and they get to live it day in and day out. I am happily engaged. We all have families at home.
Right.
I just got a new baby puppy today. These guys have kids. So it's all about family with the Army.
Right on. Now, how long was your fight?
I believe the fight was ended at 2:49 in the second round.
Okay. So you let him have one round just to make him feel like, hey, you should get a little airtime, and then...
let him hang in there for a little bit.
Right on, right on. So what's on tap for John Reedy?
I do believe my trainers are talking to the PFC right now.
Okay.
And so April 8th, I believe.
Now, I forget, were you on the PFC rank? I don't know what your number was. I forgot to look. We can look it up. It's at cageradio.com if you want to look it up. What's the call-in number? Put the call-in number on the screen so I can shout out to the people. 686
0335.
No, 268-0335. Give us a shout out. You want to talk to John Reedy? You want to talk to the Shocker Army?
Call me up.
You want to verbally abuse me? It'd be.
We do warn you, if you verbally abuse this man, he is part of the Army.
Wow.
He is a soldier.
I've been inducted by the Army.
We are recruiting constantly. Kids,
You've been dubbed.
adults, old folks, whoever you are. If you're about what you're about, if you want to represent you and what it is you do, there's an Army behind you.
Check that out. Check out. Yeah.
Always.
I like the Shocker Army. I like your energy. I like your enthusiasm. I just like the fact that you're behind these guys for the right reason and not financially. Because there's a bunch of people out there. I mean, these guys are in the cage every single day. They're in the gym. They're training. They're bleeding. They're in pain. And, man, they give a lot. All they're asking for you guys to do is just to give a few dollars to come out and see them enjoy doing what it is they do. And I'm telling you, there's not a better sport. There really isn't. A lot of people say it's too violent, it's too this, it's too that. Go to a football game and see how many people leave, with concussions, et cetera, and so forth. Yeah, some of these guys get choked out, et cetera, and so forth. I thought Von Vlew killed his guy last week. I mean, that's not even a joke. But, man, it's just, how long have you been doing this?
I've been fighting since 2005. A couple injuries here and there, but I've been around. I've been in the game since 2005.
All right, and you had back surgery. Tell us about that. How long ago was that?
I had back surgery. It was the injury occurred sometime around 2007 of December. Actually I fought Dominic the Fallen Angel Robinson with the herniated disc.
Out of Oakland, right?
He's out of Oakland.
Yeah, I think
Oakland,
he's the 510,
something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he'll be glad to tell you though. Like I said, I fought with the herniated disc, and then I really started getting some really bad pains, in the following weeks, and then I went and got evaluated, and sure enough, herniated disc. Had to take about a year or so off.
Wow.
And but got taken care of. Went to a great spinal surgeon down in Southern California, and I feel as good as new.
Okay, so now when you get hurt like that, who takes care of that bill? That's a John Reedy bill?
That's a John Reedy bill. Luckily for John Reedy, he had a Blue Cross insurance.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But I went to the fights, and I mean, these guys are getting busted up, and they're sitting there arguing cage side about how much it is to stitch some fighter's face up. Oh, we're charging $250 tonight. We're charging $300, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy's bleeding out.
That who should be taking pictures apparently, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I read in a magazine one time. They said if people who want to be a cage fighter, 3 things that you need to do is find a great manager, find a great trainer, and make sure you have medical insurance. And,
wow.
And those 3 things are very important in the sport.
Wow. All right. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we go to commercial break?
My sponsors, Extreme Air, Cool Air Specialty, BL Quality Meats, MattDaddy.com, MMA Elite over here in Fresno. Aaron, good guy, takes care of us. Of course, Shocker Army, Ani's the man.
Buhawe.
Buhawe, of course. Well, we got a great gym down at Buhawe. Come down and check us out. Blackstone in between Ernie and Sierra. I just had a baby about 3 months ago. She's
congratulations.
freaking awesome. I absolutely love her to death.
She gonna be a cage fighter?
I don't know about that one.
No, we're gonna pass on that.
Yeah,
we're gonna let her grow up a normal
I have
childhood.
plenty of other plans for her, but I don't know if cage fighting is one of them.
Right on. Well, Mr. Reedy, I really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you very much, Mox.
I appreciate it.
SharkArmy.com.
Yeah,
Mummy.
Shout him out.
Check out Mummy at Gold Digger Stunting near you. I'd like to thank BrandonCash.com. ReedyFights.com, and Mott's for having us.
Wow.
Definitely Mike Briggs behind the camera.
Yeah, right
Thank you
on.
for having us.
All right, when we come back from our commercial break, we are going to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Jason the Live Wire Von Flew. What you going to do? All right. Cage Radio, stay tuned.